Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello, everyone. It's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call on my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc.
Advances in technology have made hearing a more fashionable thing. Gone are the big bulky hearing aids of yesteryear, and in are more sleek, modern, and connected devices. Connect to your TV, your phone, and the world around you. If you are having trouble with hearing, then schedule a free hearing test at Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas with convenient locations in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. More and more people of all ages are starting their journey towards better hearing, and you can too. Visit miracle-ear.com today to schedule a free hearing test. Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas. You deserve to hear a better day.
Hello everyone, this is Harrison again to tell you about Spike's Cafe. Spike's Cafe is the place you want to take your family for breakfast or lunch. Trust me, they even cater. So if you have a party, they will bring the food to you or their food truck to your event. Spike's Cafe is the best. My dad takes me a lot of places to eat, so I know what I'm talking about. Spike's Cafe is open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And on some Fridays they stay open until 8. So check out their Facebook page for specials or today's hours. Spike's Cafe, only in Ingalls, Kansas.
Is that trash bin starting to smell a little funky? Then it's time to set up a monthly or quarterly subscription with MC Bin Cleaners. Or even just a one-time cleaning. Currently serving Dodge City, Mineola, Cimarron, and Ingalls. They don't just rinse out the bins, they clean and sanitize them, getting rid of not just the smell, but harmful bacteria and germs like Salmonella, E. coli, Listeria, and more. Plus, a clean bin helps keep rodents away. They supply everything, too, from the water and the cleaning products to the disposal of the dirty water. No mess left behind. Cleaning both residential and commercial bins. Follow MC Bin Cleaners on Facebook and TikTok and visit their website, mcbincleaners.com. Subscriptions starting as low as $20. Locally owned and operated, cost-effective, and eco-friendly. Visit mcbincleaners.com today. If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City. That's right, Benchwarmers, it is right in the line right here on Dry River Radio. Happy April 10th to you, across the noon hour. As I'll be with you until a little bit around 1 o'clock-ish, somewhere in there. I'll be done ranting and raving as I do each and every Friday. It's brought to you by AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas in Garden City. That's the place you need to go. If you are looking to get something, even just a gift for somebody, you don't want to break the bank, you can find some gently used things, some basically new things there at AAA Pawn and Armory for a lot cheaper than you can get it anywhere else. Whether it's jewelry, tools, you need a tool, go check there. When you go to the auto places and they want... Oh, that's what I did. Okay. I knocked myself off my headphones. It kind of freaked me out for a second. When you go to the auto places and they want an arm and a leg for a tool, you might be able to find it at AAA Pawn and Armory. They have some TVs in there every once in a while as well. They've got gaming consoles, like the arcade games. Every once in a while. I know there was one in there the other day when I was in there, a couple weeks ago, I guess. I need to step back in there because they always have cool guitars as well. And every once in a while, I'll bring home a guitar, and the wife just gives me a stare. And I'm like, well, this is what I do. I buy guitars. That's what I do. I play them, too. but mostly I just buy them. But anyway, yeah, that's the place you want to go. Even if you're just wanting to cash a check, you get your tax return check, whatever, back. You don't want to put it in the bank. You want to cash it, have that cash in hand. You can go to AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas in Garden City. Also check out their Facebook page as they do gun raffles all the time. They've got one going on right now, or as of yesterday that I saw, where it was 3 different guns. You get to choose which one if you win. They did a shotgun last week. They do all sorts of cool things. Follow them on Facebook. AAA Pawn Shop is what you'll look for on Facebook. Happy Friday to you. I've got a busy weekend ahead of me. I don't know about you. My weekend is super busy. After I get done here with the show, I'm going to go put new tires on the car, which is always awesome. Forking over that money. But it'll be a lot safer when we make our drive to Stillwater tonight after I play in Dodge City at the distillery. You can come out and see me, all ages. You can come out. We're going to be doing it indoors this time. It'll be my first time performing indoors at the distillery. They've got a brand new ballroom area in the upstairs that it's, I'm told, twice the size of what's downstairs. There's plenty of room for everybody to come on out and watch me perform, watch H perform with me. I'm sure the wife will jump in at some point as well. But we'll be playing 8 to 10 at the Boot Hill Distillery in Dodge City. So come out to that, and then we'll be getting in the car and heading to Stillwater right away. And tomorrow I get to go to a concert, which is really cool. It's been a while since I've gone to a concert, and Jen actually kind of hates going to concerts with me. This one I think she's going to enjoy, but I'm still probably going to do what I normally do because I normally will study the artist that's on the stage because they've obviously got something I don't. They've made it. So I want to make sure that I'm crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's, and I kind of study the performance and what I can do better, what the band needs to do better, whatever. And so that's always something that I do at shows, and my wife, it drives her crazy because she just gets into the music, and like a normal person. I think it's been a long time since I just got into the music. However, this might be the time that I do it because it's Cross Canadian Ragweed. It's the Boys from Oklahoma show that we're going to in Stillwater tomorrow. We didn't get to go last year. I waited in line until tickets were gone and never got a chance to buy any. And then I didn't have any desire to do it on the secondhand market because I didn't trust it. I know a lot of people that bought tickets off StubHub or whatever, but I didn't trust any of it because it wasn't supposed to be set up to where you could do that. And this year, I waited in line. I got in right away and got some tickets, and so I'm very excited to go to Boone Pickens Stadium tomorrow and watch the Boys from Oklahoma show. Should be fun. It's supposed to be rainy. I don't care. It's going to be a blast. And then the Bob Wills Gypsy Cafe is the next day, and we'll be raising money for the Red Dirt Relief Fund and go in and seeing some of my friends in the Gypsy Cafe. Gus Burns, Bo Phillips will be performing, a number of others. So very excited to spend the weekend doing music and not having to play it. Just getting to enjoy live music for once. That's going to be really, really cool. And then drive back here and go back to work on Monday. That's what you do, right? You get 2 days to have fun, and then you got to go back to work for 5 more. So, but lots of cool things coming up this month with the band. Next week, I've got 2 more acoustic shows, one on Friday, one on Saturday in Hayes and Mound Ridge. Then the week after, the band and I, we take off for South Dakota. In fact, in 2 weeks, the show will probably be myself and Rob and Steve and Shane and whoever else wants to join the show, as we'll be doing it excuse me, up there in Deadwood, South Dakota. That's where we'll be performing for 4 days in Deadwood, South Dakota at Saloon 10. That'll be the last shows of April for us, and that's going to be so cool. Get to see Mount Rushmore on the way and a number of other cool things. So looking forward to it. April's going to be a fun month, and then next month, my birthday, and Garden City Wind Baseball gets started. I mean, this summer's coming fast. This year is just flying right by, isn't it? Don't forget, you got 5 more days to get your taxes done. I got mine done last week, so it took 2 days to sit down and go through everything, make sure I did it all right, and got us the best return possible. So you don't forget that. Do those taxes, because Uncle Sam gets mighty mad when you withhold money from him that he stole from you. Lots to get to in the show today as the Kansas City Royals. We'll talk about them and their struggles to start the season. We'll talk about baseball as a whole as well. But first, I want to start out talking about the NCAA. Leadership is expected this week to finalize, or in the near future, to finalize an expansion of the men's and women's tournaments to 76 teams. The proposal would add 8 games to the first 4, with 24 teams playing in an opening round before advancing to the main bracket. Now, here's the deal. If they're going to do this, they need to make it even across the 4 brackets, the 4 regions, the East, the Midwest, the West, and the South, I think it is. They need to make it even to where, there's 3 play-in games per, per region is what they need to do. I doubt they do it that way, but more importantly, it's at 68 teams right now. They don't need to add any more. And the only reason they're doing this is because Auburn won the NIT. And Auburn supposedly was a bubble team with a 500 record. They weren't good enough to beat the other teams in the tournament throughout the season. They proved that they weren't good enough. But yet, because Auburn is in the SEC, and really ESPN kind of runs the thing for the NCAA, because the NCAA is a joke, and I've said that many, many, many times. Because of that, oh man, we got to add some more teams so that these high major schools that finish 500 can get in. And I seriously doubt that we're going to see schools, little schools, mid-major schools, that win 28, 30 games. I seriously doubt we're going to see them in those play-in games. It's going to be 17-16 Auburn, or whatever the record is. It's going to be a 500-ish team, a team barely above 500 maybe, or even a team below 500 with some good losses. I always hate that. That's a good loss. No, you lost. It's a loss. You know who doesn't have losses? The teams over there. They beat everybody on their schedule. Well, they didn't beat blah, blah, blah. I remember a couple years ago, Wichita State lost to Arizona. And people were like, well, and it was an overtime game. And they're like, man, Wichita State really needed to win that to help their resume, blah, blah, blah. What happened to it being a good loss? It was on the road against Arizona. They took them into overtime. What happened to that being a good loss? It's a good loss for high major teams. It's never a good loss for mid-major teams. That's what it seems. There's such a bias toward the SEC and the Big Ten, not even the Big 12 and the ACC, which are better basketball conferences by and large than the SEC. But because the SEC has so much money and so much of it funneled through ESPN, and because the NCAA and ESPN are a bunch of greedy piglets, they're going to add more schools to a tournament that was already too big to begin with. Just leave it at 68. It's fine there. Oh, these teams were on the bubble and didn't get in. So what? That's part of it. I remember, it'd been almost 20 years ago. Yeah, almost 20 years ago. I remember K-State being on the bubble and having to sweat it out Selection Sunday. They got in. They faced Vermont, the Catamounts. And that's part of the appeal of March Madness. If you have all these teams that are just going to get in because they're in this conference, then just make the conference tournaments part of the NCAA tournament, have the conference champions and even the runner-ups. I don't care. Those are the ones that make it in the NCAA tournament. Do away with this nonsense. Oh, well, this team was really good throughout the year. They just didn't win. So what? We've seen 1-loss, 2-loss teams in the NFL lose in the playoffs. That's what the tournaments are. The end of the year tournaments. They're playoffs. Or at least that's what the conference tournaments are designed to be. Because the conference tournament winner moves on. But then they have all these at-large bids, which has made it more and more ridiculous and more of a spectacle, and it's fine the way it is. So you're going to add more games on Wednesday and Thursday. No, it'd be on Wednesday. More games on Wednesday. They'd have to do Tuesday and Wednesday probably. If they're going to have 12 games, I'm sure they'll split them up. So you're going to get your, you're going to get selected on Sunday and then immediately have to play on Tuesday. Which is fine. That's what the NIT does. But you'll have Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that first weekend, Sunday. You'll have almost a full week of college basketball, which for fans of college basketball is going to be great. But those first round games are supposed to be just play-in games, and there used to be only 2 of them. Now there's too many of them. Because I still, even though Auburn went and won the NIT because they had some chip on their shoulder, and they beat Tulsa in the NIT championship, even though they went and won the NIT, they still didn't belong in the NCAA tournament. They didn't. Their body of work was not good enough. If you're going to use that as a metric for an at-large team, it wasn't good enough. Now, good for them to run the table in the NIT and win the NIT. How many teams backed out of the NIT, though? How many declined the offer? To where Auburn was playing Tulsa and I can't even remember who else. Wichita State lost to Tulsa after beating Oklahoma State. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of big names in that NIT tournament. So yeah, big bad Auburn should have won it. They should have. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually rooted for Tulsa in the championship game. It burned my heart. I have scars that will never heal now. But I wanted so bad for Auburn to just have to eat it. The fact that they weren't good enough. Their regular season matters in the NCAA tournament. Apparently not. And that was one of the arguments about staying away from a playoff in football. We want the regular season to matter. It still does. If you have all the conference champions, the MAC, the WAC, the whatever, there's like 9 conferences. So you get 9 automatic bids. And then get to 16, you have 7 at large. Regular season still matters because you got to win your conference to guarantee a spot. In order to do that, you got to win in the regular season to get to the conference championship game. It's crazy the way that ESPN has brainwashed people into thinking that smaller schools are less deserving because they just don't have the money to keep up, blah, blah. Then separate them. Do something about it instead of screwing them over and over again. And I thought that was just a football thing because it used to be teams like St. Mary's and Wichita State and Tulsa and Chattanooga's and Belmont's had a fighting chance to get in as an at-large. Until the NCAA selection committee, for whatever reason, cha-ching, decided that Oh, their schedule's not strong enough. I mean, they wanted to keep Miami of Ohio out after winning 31 games in the regular season. Tell me that the regular season freaking matters if you're going to keep a team that won 31 games out. And, oh, their schedule wasn't good enough. They tried. They gave you a list. These are the schools that turned us down that we wanted to play. So we had to play Sisters of the Blind. And it still wasn't the worst schedule in the nation. Guess what? The teams that were behind them, the teams that did have a worse schedule, strength of schedule, didn't go undefeated 31 games into the season. It's hard to go undefeated. It's hard to win consistently. That should be rewarded. Losing half your games should not get you into the NCAA tournament. I don't care what conference you're in. I don't care what your schedule looks like. It could be loaded with Kentucky's and Alabama and Kansas and UCLA and all the blue bloods, plus your rivals Alabama and Clemson and whoever for Auburn. I don't care how hard your schedule was. If you lose half your games, you don't belong in the tournament. And all this expansion of the tournament is doing is making the field weaker. Because they're not going to let those 25 to 30 win mid-major teams in still. Just like changing the rules after 2 mid-major teams got into the NCAA football tournament. Changing it to make sure that never happens again. Why? Well, they're not as good. Because you don't play them. You don't give them the opportunity. Regular season or postseason. We've seen plenty of mid-major football teams upend the high majors. Upend the big Michigans. I mean, shoot. Appalachian State was a 1AA school. It wasn't even NCAA FBS. It was an FCS school before the FCS moniker. It was 1AA, and it beat Michigan at the Big House. Boise State beat Oklahoma. North Dakota State took down a whole bunch of high major teams, including Kansas and Kansas State. Tell me they're not good enough? And with the NIL, some of these schools have some money. Some of these smaller schools. The private institutions, the Butlers, the Xaviers, they have some money. And they're not afraid to use it. And so you look at those basketball teams, they're pretty darn good. There's kids transferring from Purdue to teams in the American. They're moving from the Big Ten to the American, the SEC to the American. There's plenty of talent in those smaller conferences, basketball-wise. And if you watch the NCAA tournament, Duke nearly got knocked out in the first round. We had a number of almost upsets. We had a couple of upsets. Which is what makes March Madness beautiful. And all you're going to do is take more spots for the big, ugly 500 SEC teams to take up space and get knocked out after the play-in game. They'll play each other in the play-in game, then get slapped around by somebody they probably already played. And we won't have those opportunities. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not. The NCAA has proven time and again to be biased toward the SEC and the Big Ten. Time and time again. They have the most money. That's why. And so ESPN curries favor to them. And if you don't realize that ESPN and the NCAA are almost one and the same, you haven't been paying attention. It's pretty obvious. They don't try to hide it. They've been dating a long time. So I don't like the expansion to 76 teams in the NCAA tournament. The only way I would like it is if they did it with a criteria of this is how you get into these play-in games. This is what you need to accomplish to be an at-large team. It used to be you had 20 wins, then you were in the at-large conversation. That used to be a threshold, and it's not anymore. And that went for everybody. High majors, mid-majors. You get to 20 wins, then you're in the conversation at least. It doesn't even seem to be the case anymore. Now, if you got more money than the other guy, we'll let you in. You got more of a name. It's a name game. It's a small-town name game. Your kid might be a better basketball player, but that kid over there, his parents have the right last name, so he's going to start, and your kid's going to sit on the bench. That's what it is. Love to hear your thoughts. Send me a text. 620-222-0898 is the number. Talk some Royals baseball here after the break. Don't forget to check out our other sponsors, Miracle Ear, Southwest Kansas. Get a free hearing test at Miracle Ear in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. Excuse me, Graph Inc., where I do all my printing. That's where the band does all its. Everything for Dry River Services goes through Graph Inc. Been working on some things for the wind season. Pretty excited for opening day for y'all to come out and see some of the things I worked with Graph Inc. on. And, of course, our friends at Spike's Cafe. One of my favorite places to eat. In fact, somebody from the news was like, hey, if I was driving from Dodge City to Garden City, where would I stop to eat? Well, you would stop at Spike's Cafe is what I said. And you can thank me later. That's exactly what I wrote. Yeah, Spike's is fantastic. I didn't see what their special was today. I'll look in the break and find out what it is and tell you about it. But it's good, I can tell you that. She had the green chicken enchiladas the day before yesterday, I think it was, or yesterday, one of the days. And I didn't see it until after they had closed. And I was really bummed about it because it sounded really, really good. Actually, food sounds good right now, no matter what. But we'll take a break. This is Ridin the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory right here on Dry River Radio. Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc.
Advances in technology have made hearing a more fashionable thing. Gone are the big, bulky hearing aids of yesteryear, and in are more sleek, modern, and connected devices. Connect to your TV, your phone, and the world around you. If you are having trouble with hearing, then schedule a free hearing test at Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas with convenient locations in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. More and more people of all ages are starting their journey towards better hearing, and you can too. Visit miracle-ear.com today to schedule a free hearing test. Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas. You deserve to hear a better day.
Hello everyone, this is Harrison again to tell you about Spike's Cafe. Spike's Cafe is the place you want to take your family for breakfast or lunch. Trust me, they even cater. So if you have a party, they will bring the food to you or their food truck to your event. Spike's Cafe is the best. My dad takes me a lot of places to eat, so I know what I'm talking about. Spike's Cafe is open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And on some Fridays, they stay open until 8. So check out their Facebook page for specials or today's hours. Spike's Cafe, only in Ingalls, Kansas.
Is that trash bin starting to smell a little funky? Then it's time to set up a monthly or quarterly subscription with MC Bin Cleaners. Or even just a one-time cleaning. Currently serving Dodge City, Mineola, Cimarron, and Ingalls. They don't just rinse out the bins, they clean and sanitize them, getting rid of not just the smell, but harmful bacteria and germs like Salmonella, E. coli, Listeria, and more. Plus, a clean bin helps keep rodents away. They supply everything, too, from the water and the cleaning products to the disposal of the dirty water. No mess left behind. Cleaning both residential and commercial bins. Follow MC Bin Cleaners on Facebook and TikTok and visit their website, mcbincleaners.com. Subscriptions starting as low as $20. Locally owned and operated, cost-effective, and eco-friendly. Visit mcbincleaners.com today.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
Welcome back, Bench Warmers. It is Ridin right here on Dry River Radio. Happy Friday to you. The Spike's Cafe special today is a mushroom swiss burger, but they're only open until 1 today. They've got a funeral to go to, so our hearts go out to them. But yeah, you can order mushroom swiss to go real quick and go pick it up and enjoy that home-cooked goodness of Spike's Cafe. And they'll be open again tomorrow, so if you got no Saturday plans, make the trip out to Ingalls and check them out. I got on such a rant about the expansion of the NCAA tournament. I had another NCAA tidbit I wanted to talk about, and that is back on the 4th, President Trump officially signed an executive order to bring back some structure to college sports. And its key directives were 5 years to play 5 seasons, 1 free transfer for everyone. A second transfer would result in an automatic red shirt. Good. I think that's good. I've mentioned a number of times that the NCAA rolled out this NIL thing without a plan. They opened the transfer portal, created the transfer portal, and opened it in 2020 without a plan. They just let it happen. And the money that is exchanged hands has been insane. The NIL money is not for name, image, and likeness anymore. It's literally contracts to play. That's what it is. And the NCAA has zero control over any of it anymore. It's the cat's out of the bag, and it's running around tearing up the house. And so it's good that an executive order got signed not because I think Trump does a great job at running things or anything like that. No. Because it's going to force the NCAA's hand to do something. They've sat here and watched the fire burn until it's completely out of control, and somebody comes in and says, hey, here's a bucket. Start throwing water at this fire. Get it under control. And so I think that's a good thing that the president got involved at that level. It could have been, congressmen filing suits or whatever. No, we have the president, the top political figure in the nation, whether you like him or not. That's what he is. Signing an order saying, this needs to stop. It's out of control. And that's, for those of you, the government should get involved. It's happened across history to more industries than just college sports, which it's an industry. It's a money-making machine. The government stepped in with the monopolies and the oil and electrical and all of them. Car makers, they've stepped in. This is no different. And there's really no enforceability. But the idea is out there. Somebody said something first, like, hey, let's do it this way. So the NCAA can counter and say, no. How about we do it this way? And that's what I hope happens. Because watching games and watching, this guy's played for 7 different schools. Good Lord. Why? It's not about schooling anymore, obviously. It's not about education. That went out the window a long time ago. And I said, on this show 6-7 years ago with Snipe Sprungart alongside me. I said, just make it the minor leagues, especially for football. Just make it minor league football. Don't have class requirements anymore. Because that's what it's heading toward. That's what it essentially is for football. And basketball, too. So, I think it's a good thing that the president stepped in and did something, because the NCAA doesn't have a backbone. And so they weren't going to do anything until forced to. Now, hopefully, they're forced to. If you looked on our Facebook page, we shared a couple of videos. One I just absolutely love. This 4-year-old kid catches his first pop fly in the outfield. It looks like his dad and his coaches, maybe his mom, come out and celebrate with him. He just walks. He makes the catch, and then he starts walking back to the infield like, no big deal. I'm a boss. As he makes the catch, and then his family meets him just beyond second base and hold him up and spin him around, and yeah, it's super awesome. I shared it on my personal Facebook page, and I was like, my kid's 8. I think the skill of catching a baseball skipped his generation. He struggles with it. He can catch. It's just he struggles with it, and I can see the fundamentals are there. We play catch all the time, and it's there. He's still figuring it out. But, he'll get there. I've got faith he'll get there. But it's not a natural thing for him, as it is for some people. Also shared a video of Matt Carpenter, former MLB player Matt Carpenter, pitching in looks like a coach pitch game. And a comebacker hits him right in the no-no spot. And, yeah. The caption from MLB said, Matt Carpenter thought his days of bad hops were over. I mean, he tries to straddle. The ball is coming right back at him. He tries to have it go between his legs so that the kid behind him at the pitcher's mound can field it. And he just didn't jump high enough. And he goes down. But always fun to share some of those videos that we come across throughout the week. The Kansas City Royals off to a rough start. 5-8 on the year, 3 games back of Cleveland. The 2 teams that were picked to finish at the top of the division are at the bottom. Detroit's 4-9. They've lost 5 in a row. Kansas City's 5-8. They've lost 3 in a row. Cleveland is in first place. Minnesota right behind them, a game back. Chicago is tied with Kansas City. The freaking White Sox. I get we're only 13 games into the season, but come on. You got to be kidding me. The Royals started the season. They lost 2 in a row to the Braves. Then they finally got a win to salvage not getting swept to start the season. Then they took the series from the Twins. Then they lost the series to the Brewers. Lost the series to the Guardians, and they lost to the White Sox yesterday 2-0. Their run scored is atrocious. So far this season, the Royals have scored 45 runs, and they've allowed 59. To paint a picture for you, the White Sox have scored 43 runs and allowed 70. The Royals have allowed the second most runs in their division. Behind them are the Tigers, the Twins, and then the Guardians have allowed only 43. Them and the Twins are the only 2 teams with a plus differential, +3 and +5. There was a time earlier in the week, all 5 teams in the division had a negative run differential. In the East, the only team with a positive run differential is the Yankees. They're also the only team above 500. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. And it's different in the National League. 3 of the 5 teams in each division in the National League have positive run differentials. It looks normal in the NL East. The Marlins, the Braves, the Mets, all with a positive run differential. They're the top 3 teams in the division. The Phillies, -15. The Nationals, -7. But what's really weird is the Central. The Brewers are plus 24, which is pretty darn good. Right behind them in the standings, half a game back, are the Reds, who are minus 9. The Cardinals, 1 game back, are minus 3. The Pirates, 1 game back, are plus 6. And the Cubs, 2 games back, are plus 12. Everybody's 500 or above in that division, and that's the only division in baseball that's that way. But the two negative run differentials are in second and third place. And then in the West, the Diamondbacks sitting in second with a negative 7. And the other negative team's in last. That's the Giants at negative 16. As the Dodgers, plus 34, is tied right now with the Braves for the best run differential in Major League Baseball. That's usually a good barometer to see how good a team really is. You look at the Cubs and the Pirates, both with positive run differentials. They're the 4th and 5th teams in the NL Central. Everybody within 2 games in that division. Those are 2 pretty good teams. And things will shake back out where the Cardinals and the Reds probably fall backwards a little bit because it's just not sustainable to keep winning certain ways. The Reds, 39 runs scored this year. That is the lowest in Major League Baseball, and they sit in second place at 8-5. That's not sustainable. They've given up 48 runs, scored 39. They've gotten lucky. So I look for some movement there in the NL Central. I would like to say that we'll see some movement in the AL Central. But the Royals, I'm struggling with them right now. The Guardians' pitching staffs looked really good. And we'll see if they can sustain that. But they don't score a ton of runs. Just 1 more than the Royals. The Royals' pitching staff has struggled. And the Tigers' pitching staff has struggled, surprisingly. But the Tigers are only minus 3 in run differential, so I expect to see them moving up in the standings, where the White Sox and the Royals are both minus 14. The Royals have to turn things around. I mean, this was a coronation year for that group. Maikel Garcia has looked really good for the Royals. I got to find my notes here. There we go. 320 on the year. He's slugging 460. Carter Jensen's looked good. He's got 3 home runs. He's only batting .219. Jonathan India, though, leads the team with 8 RBI. He's batting .189, 2 home runs. That's not very good. We've seen some rough starts from some of the guys. Vinny is batting .184, no home runs yet for Pasquantino. Bobby Witt Jr., no home runs yet, batting .286. That's acceptable. .286 is fine. He's stolen 8 bases. It's just not having any pop right now early in the year. Cags, batting .237, no home runs yet. Salvi's batting .146, but he's got 2 home runs. Isaac Collins, who's a big acquisition, batting .171 with 1 home run. Kyle Isbell, batting .375 with 2 home runs, playing center field. All right. But, he's only had 32 at-bats versus 50 for Garcia. He hasn't played every day. Lane Thomas, another big acquisition, batting .136. It's just not there. The offense is not there right now. I expect Pasquantino and Witt to start hitting for power. In Witt's case, he's hitting. He's just not hitting for power. I expect Cags to find his power. But that was the thing about this team. That was the key. This offense, full of young guys, needed to take that next step. And we thought, Pasquantino had a solid year last year. Witt was another, MVP for performance last year. And defensively, he's a wizard. Garcia took a big step last year, and he's continued it this year. But we saw some guys take a step last year, and then with the influx of Cags and Jensen into the lineup, that youth, it was expected that this team was going to be pretty sound offensively. And it's been offensively. Pitching-wise, they've had some struggles as well. Lugo, so far on the year, I'll find my numbers, has pitched pretty well. Seth Lugo, 1.53 ERA, He's 1-1, just no run support at all. Michael Wacha, 0.69 ERA in 13 innings. That's the second most innings by a Royals pitcher this year. He's 1-0. Bubic, 4.09 ERA. Cole Reagans, 5.91 ERA. Noah Cameron, 1.69 ERA, but he's dealing with issues. Daniel Lynch, 1.69 ERA as a reliever. Lucas Ursic, 3.86 ERA as a reliever. Matt Strom, 5.79 ERA as a reliever. Carlos Estevez, 1.62 ERA, and he's injured. The bullpen has not been as great as one would hope with the additions they made and the guys they had coming back. The pitching staff, Lugo and Wacha, have done their part, but Reagans has struggled this year. He's 0-3. Noah Cameron struggled, though he struggled with injury as well. He's thrown better than Reagans, though. You know, this wasn't a team that was going to strike out the world. They weren't going to have guys that had more strikeouts than innings pitched necessarily. You know, Reagans and Cameron and Bubic are kind of the guys that you would look at that could do that. But, you know, Wacha and Lugo, those guys aren't, you know, hot shot strikeout guys, but they get the job done, and they've done their part. The rest of the pitching staff has to figure out what's wrong, why they are struggling so badly right now. Because right now, as a team, the Royals are in all sorts of trouble when it comes to pitching. And really when it comes to hitting too. This is not a very good ball club right now. And I have faith as the weather warms up that the bats will heat up a little bit, and maybe some of these nagging injuries for the pitchers will kind of ease. But, you know, it's early in the season, 13 games in the season. Can't be jumping into conclusions yet, but it's not a very good start for the Kansas City Royals, sitting at 5-8 on the year. Losers at 3 in a row. They take on the White Sox today to try to put the White Sox back into 4th place and get that 3rd place spot and try to erase that negative 14 run differential. That's insane. It's not good. Not good, my friends. So that's a look at the Kansas City Royals. We'll look deeper at the Royals and baseball as a whole next week unless something wild comes up. But we'll focus a lot more on baseball next week on the show. We'll take another break, come back with the picks for this week. This is Ridin the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory, right here on Dry River Radio. Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc.
Advances in technology have made hearing a more fashionable thing. Gone are the big, bulky hearing aids of yesteryear, and in are more sleek, modern, and connected devices. Connect to your TV, your phone, and the world around you. If you are having trouble with hearing, then schedule a free hearing test at Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas with convenient locations in Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. More and more people of all ages are starting their journey towards better hearing, and you can too. Visit miracle-ear.com today to schedule a free hearing test. Miracle Ear of Southwest Kansas. You deserve to hear a better day.
If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City.
Presented by AAA Pawn and Armory right here on Dry River Radio. Thank you for joining me today, as it's been a fun show. Got to rant and rave a little bit. Needed to get that out. It saves my wife from having to hear me rant and rave all the time. I still do. On our drive to Stillwater, I'll probably still rant about something, I'm sure. But at least she doesn't have to hear about the NCAA this time. Yet. Let's get to the picks for today, as a full slate of MLB games to choose from today. Starting at 1:20, MLB TV, the Pirates at the Cubs from Wrigley Field. Go Cubs go, as the song goes, and I'd like to see the Cubs start moving up there in the standings. It's a little painful to be at 6-6. 5:40, just one afternoon game, by the way. 5:40 today on ESPN Unlimited and MLB.TV. By the way, is ESPN Unlimited, is that like the new name for ESPN Plus? Because I've seen that a few times, and I never got like a notification on it. But I'm a subscriber to ESPN Plus, so I guess I have it. I don't know. But Diamondbacks at the Phillies. Diamondbacks, that team with a negative run differential, but sitting in second place against the Phillies right now. Give me the fighting Phils at home. 5:40 on MLB TV, the Marlins at the Tigers. Give me the Marlins on the road. The Marlins have looked really good so far this season, and the Tigers have not. So give me the Marlins over the Tigers in Detroit. 5:45 on Apple TV, the Angels and the Reds. The Reds, another team that's been surprising. They've got Burns going, and I think they've got Burns winning today as he takes on the Halos. 6:07 on MLB TV, the Twins at the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays a little struggled to start the year after being inches away from winning the World Series last year. Give me the Blue Jays at home in Toronto, though. The A's, 6:10 on MLB TV at the Mets. The Mets sitting right around where you expect him to be. Holmes going for them. He's looked good. He's 2-0 with a 1.42 ERA. So give me the Mets over the A's. 6:10 on MLB TV. The Yankees, the first place Yankees taking on the Mets. The Yankees have been, they've been good. They're like a machine up there. Give me the Yanks. It makes me feel awful saying that, but give me the Yanks. 6:15 on MLB TV, the Guardians and the Braves. The Braves, as I mentioned, tied with the Dodgers for the best run differential in all of baseball. Elder going, he's 1-1 with a 0 ERA. That's right, he has a loss with a 0 ERA. Give me the Braves at home. 6:15 on Apple TV, it's the Giants at the Orioles. H has become a huge Orioles fan. I don't know really where they come from, other than the fact that I like the Orioles. I've always liked the Orioles. And I guess, like we can't watch the Royals because they're blacked out here. And I haven't spent the $100 yet. I probably will this next week when things have settled down a little bit. But we don't really watch the Royals, and we watch the Cubs when they're on. But, we're blacked out of so many teams because our internet thinks we're in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So, I can't figure out how to use a VPN with it. So, the Orioles are always an option, it seems. And so, them and the Nationals and the Orioles have been pretty good. They're 6-6 on the year. They take on the Giants tonight. Give me the Orioles at home. 6:40 on MLB TV, the White Sox at the Royals. Bubic going for the Royals. Against Martin. Martin's looked really good for the White Sox, but I think the Royals get off to Schneid in that 3-game losing streak, get the win at home. Tickets as low as $8 for that game at Kauffman Stadium, by the way. It's going to be chilly up there. Nationals and Brewers, 6:40 on MLB TV. Give me the Brew Crew at home. 7:15 on MLB TV. Red Sox at the Cardinals. I don't like either of these teams. I'm going to take the Red Sox on the road at the Cardinals. 8:40 on MLB TV, the Rockies and the Padres. The Rockies surprisingly 6-7 after, will they win their sixth game 2 months into it last year? They're taking on the Padres. They've looked surprisingly good. I think they knock off the Padres tonight in San Diego. 8:40 on MLB TV, the Astros and the Mariners. The Astros out to a sluggish start again. The Mariners even more sluggish at 4-9. Give me the Mariners at home, but not by much. And at 9:10 on MLB TV, the Rangers and the Dodgers. This might be the best game of the day. Excuse me, Kumar Rocker going for Texas against Tyler Glasnow. This is going to be a pretty good game. I think the Dodgers win it, though, at home in Dodger Stadium. That's the picks for today, and that's the show for today. Big thank you to all of our sponsors, Southwest Kansas Miracle-Ear, as well as Spike's Cafe, Graph Inc., and, of course, our title sponsor, AAA Pawn and Armory. I'll be with you again next Friday as we'll talk a little more baseball than anything else, as things are starting to fade away a little bit. We might talk a little NBA or NHL, but it'll be mostly a baseball show. And, of course, I always welcome thoughts from you. You can always text our text line, 620-222-0898. I don't care if it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I might not reply to you until the next day, but you can text anytime your thoughts on the show, on the station, and the teams that I talk about, the sports that I talk about, the opinions that I have. Feel free to join in that way. You can always listen to Dry River Radio wherever you go. Download the app. Look up Dry River Radio in the App Store or the Google Play Store. Big thank you to everybody for listening today. Don't forget you can listen to the broadcast if you missed anything on whatever your favorite streaming device is for podcasts. Just search for Ridin the Pine, as it'll be available about 1:30 today for streaming on broadcast or on podcasts. And of course, you can always listen to it as well on our website, dryriverservices.com. Have a great rest of your day and weekend, everyone. This has been Ridin the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory right here on Dry River Radio.